What's up, Ruth crew? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Rated Ruth, and today I'm going to be covering what Caleb said during his podcast. His podcast is available on, I believe, Apple Podcasts. I will put the link in the description below. One of my, actually, I don't know if she subscribes to me or anything, but she told me about his podcast and sent me the link. And, I told her I would follow up on it and make a video about it. So here I am making the video. So I was 15 minutes into watching Caleb's podcast, and there's a lot of things I want to dive into. And this video is going to have to be, cut into, 3 videos and maybe, 2. One, because I don't want, it's a 40-minute podcast, and that's kind of like, you listen to podcasts when you're kind of, cleaning and stuff like that. So it's probably going to be, 3 minutes. And, the first 15 minutes of this podcast, there was a lot of stuff that I needed to, dive into and for me to give y'all a clear story of what's happening. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the beginning. So the guy asked him. This is a guy who has been on Bachelor Paradise before. I don't know if y'all watch Bachelor Paradise, but it's a spinoff show from The Bachelor, and all the contestants go to this beach, and then contestants come in, and then contestants leave, and then they all fall in love or not. Semi like the Love Island, but Love Island's a little bit more fancy and a lot more thought process, I think, goes into it. Okay, he says, did producers communicate with contestants through mics or stuff? Caleb said that producers did communicate with them, but they also did mental health checkups. And I don't know if you remember Amy and Curtis from Love Island. I don't remember. I think it was 2019. That was probably the most famous Love Island ever to have aired in the UK and overall countries. But Amy had kind of a mental breakdown, and that's what they say. They have mental health checks because things like that do happen. Love Island can be stressful. What I really wanted to dive into, I did not know Caleb actually picked Rachel because she was early on. She came into the villa early and she didn't have as much ties. I thought Caleb picked Rachel because he thought she was the finest girl. That's what we all think. We all think that these people pick each other, pick the people that they want to go on dates with because they think they're the finest. And Caleb said that he didn't necessarily think that. He didn't say this. He did not say he didn't necessarily think Rachel was fine. He said that he picked Rachel because she was new. She didn't have that many ties, and he thought that was the best option. Because they came in quick. They came in earlier. Later on, and which is a good, which I would say it's a good strategy because early on people are very easy. When Caleb and them first got into the villa, I didn't think that any of the couples were gonna be shook. I didn't think that Justine and Trey were gonna be shook. I didn't think they were gonna make much of a difference. But lo and behold, these two did last really long in the villa. Carrington and Caleb came in with Calvin. They actually lasted really long in the villa, and they were main characters. But I think the fact that he said he didn't choose Rachel because she was the finest, but because she was fresh into the villa and had no ties, that made sense. And I think that we all really thought that he chose Rachel because she was pretty, and that just wasn't the case. Apparently that he spent 5 weeks in the hotel before going into the villa. Imagine having to spend 5 weeks quarantined. He was quarantined because, if there was an outbreak inside the villa, one person catches it, the whole show's over. He spent 5 weeks by himself. He said they had a couple that's another reason why we have mental health checks. I was like, that's crucial because you're going to need mental health checks if you have to stay in a villa that long. And he also said that they really just went to the gym in those 5 weeks, that most of the time they were just they were just with somebody and that was it. And then bam, he's in the villa, and that's the big transition. You go from not talking to a lot of people to talking to a whole bunch of people. You're turning your social skills on. That is a lot of work. Just hearing him say that, no one really thinks about the after process of getting into Love Island, but that is a very, 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 very intense process. I don't know if I want to talk to myself for five weeks. I don't know if I just want to talk to the same person for 5 weeks. I'm going to get sick of you. I get sick of my sisters. And I've been living with them for 18 years. What am I going to do with living with one person I don't know for 5 weeks? Don't know what I'm going to do. He also really realized that one conversation wasn't the end of the world, and that although he was talking to someone, or they would talk to people for 2 hours straight, and they would come out from the conversation thinking, what was this conversation about? I'm gonna sneeze. COVID. He was like, it wasn't the end of the world, and that he realized that he shouldn't think so deeply into every conversation that he had with someone, because there's a million other people. There was 15 other people in the villa having same complex conversation with people, same intense conversation with people. He realized that he couldn't be so self-centered, and that he realized that there were other things going on besides his own thoughts. And, I don't know if it pertains to the public like that. Well, actually, I know it doesn't pertain to the public like that. When it comes back to us, I genuinely think one conversation changes the whole fate of the entire villa. It changes the fate of the entire villa, someone's relationship. Like, these one conversations really do have a heavy effect. I'm not saying, if you're going into Love Island, I do think you should not think about the conversation to be that big of a deal. But I think for the public, we believe, like, we don't see everything y'all see. So, like, these one conversations are such a big deal to us because one conversation is what we see. And after that one conversation, like, the whole villa goes up in flames. So yeah, I think that was really funny to hear him say that he didn't think like he tried not to look into so big to one conversation. And they asked him, what was the moment that you thought you and Justine just clicked? He said well, it was after Casa Amor, 2 days, like a few days after Casa Amor. Before he went to Casa Amor, he was with Rachel, then he was with Justine, but he wanted to get to know Justine, but Justine was with Trey. He was friends with Trey. He was like, hey Trey, I'm gonna go talk to your girl. But Trey's like, oh yeah, we had a good workout, bro, but I'm gonna go. And then just Caleb's like, I'm gonna go talk to your girl. It's all of these things are like, I can't imagine how awkward this is all for people like that, like people in the villa, like you're friends with a guy but you want to talk to his girl and you just don't know how to like communicate that. It's just like, what is going on? And it's definitely something that you don't go through in real life. And then he said that he was also with Rachel, but he was with Rachel for a few days. He was Justine for a few days before he went to Casa Amor. He gets to Casa Amor. He's like, I don't know if I want to keep on switching from couple to couple because I realized that that's a lot of work. And I completely agree with him. Switching, people say starting over is hard. That's why people want to stick with whoever they're with for so long. This is why people don't have a hard time letting go, because they want to stick with that person, because that person, they put in their heart, effort, all of that energy into that person. They do not want to start over. Caleb said that he did not want to have to keep on switching couples, finding another girl and Casa Amor, because he had already been like Rachel, Justine, and someone else. That kind of looks a little fishy. He said that he said, let me see if I put an effort into this and see where it'll go. And he gets back from Casa Amor, Justine's still waiting for him, and he's like, wow, like, we're all on the same page. Like, that felt good. And then he said they had a conversation where they were just going to see where everything went. They were just going to go with the flow. And I freaking like that. And then he said, like, later on, like, he just realized that Justine was on the same page after Casa Amor, and they were there for those same reasons. They had a conversation. This was off camera, he said. And they realized that they were there for the same reasons, and that as things progressed, things just got more serious between them. He said he has never spent so much time with someone in his life, all throughout his life. He said he has not spent this much time with a girl ever. And he said it's crazy to see that I spent this much time with Justine, and our relationship as a couple is really good. And I'm like, props to y'all, because there are some people who don't want to be smothered, who are in a relationship with someone. Like, in the real world, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you don't see them every day. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm 18 and I still live in my parents' house, and I'm still in high school. And I currently do not have a car right now because I'm getting mine fixed. But I'm just saying, he's accurate. Like, you don't see that person every day. Something has to give. The fact that he was with Justine like back to back, you think they get tired of each other. Like, people get tired of each other when they're with each other for so long. He said that made the relationship stronger, and I felt like that was good shit. And people do, I think, out of love, there are a lot of love shows. That's the end of I just finished all the list of everything I just wrote down because I had to dissect his podcast. His podcast was like 47 minutes or 44, and I was like, okay, we're gonna have to go through this little by little because I cannot get through all of this in one video. That's a 20-minute video. I don't know if y'all want to listen to all of me talk that much, but Love Island is probably one of the most unique love reality TV show I've seen. And I've seen a lot. I've seen Are You the One? I've seen Are You the One where there was the gay rights one. I've seen Bachelor Paradise. I've watched The Bachelor. I've watched Love Island UK, Love Island Australia. I've watched The Challenge. I've watched Big Brother UK, USA, and Australia. I have watched all these reality TV shows. Not a lot of these TV shows actually come with people leaving. X on the Beach, they do not come out with people who want to be in a relationship. Love Island focus on this. I don't know what makes this TV show so different and so capturing, so heartfelt. But it's something because these couples actually last. Luke T and Shawnee's are still together from Love Island in 2019. Can I get a clap for that? Can I get a clap for an interracial couple? Like, Love Island, I don't know what it is, but there's just something so captivating about it, and I love it. And props to producers for making it so captivating, because y'all are really still in the deal. Y'all are gonna be the next Bachelor Nation in this BITCH. I got so passionate at the end, but I'm gonna cut it at 10 minutes because I don't want to keep y'all here too long. But yeah, I'm gonna put the link about Caleb's thing in the bio. And I will see y'all in my next YouTube video. I'm gonna do little clips of Caleb, what Caleb says in this, because we need to know. We need to know what was going on. And I'll see y'all in my next YouTube video. I'm gonna see y'all out. And we out. We out. We out. We out. Bye.